All right, welcome back to the Unhindered Podcast. It's been a little while since we filmed an episode, and especially tonight. I think tonight
1 week.
we started trying to film this episode about 2 hours ago, but we've had some technical difficulties.
Correct.
Getting started, having some camera issues, but sticking true to our name, Unhindered, we did not let those technology issues keep us from doing this podcast tonight.
There was a point at which we almost decided to quit.
We did have a fixed mindset at one point.
We had a fixed mindset at one point.
But we pushed through. We figured it out. We kept trying when things didn't work. I kept restarting my computer.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it worked. So if it doesn't work, just restart.
So we're here. We're doing
here.
it. It's
We're
Buck
awesome.
and Miller.
Buck and Miller.
All right, man. What are we doing? We asking questions again?
Yeah,
A
we got a
Mad
Mad Minute.
Let me go first?
Sure. Go
All right, I got it. This is a good one. What gets you truly fired up?
Truly
Other than
fired up.
technology.
Other than technology. By fired up, do you mean excited or angry?
I mean excited in a good way.
It's fired up and excited. I'm laughing because my wife's sitting over there smiling.
A live audience.
Not the first time.
No.
People didn't realize it last time.
Mm-hmm.
So, my family gets me fired up. Family gets me excited. Being around them, my friends motivate me to be better. Having positive people in my life is a big thing for me. Things that I'm excited about: good soccer.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Good
soccer.
soccer. A good workout.
A great workout. You're just paying the man,
Yeah.
and then you get done. You're like, what just happened?
The kind of workout where afterwards you have to like lay there on the floor and recover before
Yeah.
you can leave.
Before you can like talk. Yeah.
Like there was a time I was going to a CrossFit gym, and there were times when I literally just had to sit there because I could not drive.
Yeah. I mean, just the other day, dude, I like go to the bar and I collapsed to the floor, and the trainer was like, "Austin, are you done?" I'm done.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Yeah. So I mean, anything. I love being outside.
Oh yeah.
Hiking, camping, those things really get me excited. Just being outside, being around nature, learning new things.
Yeah.
Especially when I get fixed on something, like something that I want to
Correct.
learn.
Like podcasting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're figuring it out.
We're doing it.
So here it is.
Yeah.
Episode 2.
Episode 2. Motivational stuff.
After 1 and 1.5.
Correct. Episode 2, third video.
Because we're untraditional.
Correct.
All right, so we got it. All right, next question. What would be your spirit animal?
Dude, my spirit animal. Hang on. My spirit animal. There's someone currently laughing at me as I think about this. It's going to be a red fox.
Why a red fox?
Because you don't often see them, and when you do, it's a thing of beauty.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Actually, when I was out in Yellowstone in college, we took a trip out there for a class. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it must be nice. That's in Seattle.
Seattle?
Yeah.
Yellowstone?
So, yeah. In Washington.
Wyoming.
God. Where is... No, this would happen. I met my staff in Soccer Plus in Seattle when they were coming from Yellowstone. So my mind instantly connected the story with that.
Gotcha.
My bad.
So, while we were sitting there, we were having
I was
lunch.
thinking out loud.
We were picnicking, and this red fox literally runs up to our picnic table.
Dude, they're
stares
awesome.
at us, and then runs away.
Yeah.
It was awesome. One of the best things.
Phenomenal creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah. Red fox.
Red fox.
Right.
If I had to pick, I'd say bald eagle.
Oh, okay, yeah, Captain America.
And Captain America, United States.
If you had a personal flag, what would it be? Yeah. All right, I got another one for you.
Okay.
Okay. What would you most likely become famous for? And I don't mean just well known. I mean like popular.
Podcasting.
Podcasting. I love it. It's a fantastic growth mindset.
I don't know. That's a difficult question. What am I most likely to become famous for? Something in education, because that's my job.
Correct.
Probably dealing with mindset and being positive and
Like living unhindered.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe one day we could travel around and be speakers,
Dude, that would be epic.
speaking at conferences.
Yeah.
Be like Brian Mendler
Yeah,
or Joe Sanfilippo.
that would be amazing. Yeah. For people that influence the idea of this, I think.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people that had an impact, have a real impact on education.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Because, I mean, I think that's the big thing that people don't understand. It's true. Knowledge is power.
Yeah.
People that know everything have the most power.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I mean, if you look at it, the most educated people are most of the time.
Yeah.
Not always.
Not always.
Most of the
Most
time.
of the time.
The ones that are in charge.
Correct. The common trend is
Right.
that.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, if I had to say anything, it'd be something in education, dealing with mindset,
Mm-hmm.
maybe with some curriculum,
Mm.
activities,
Yeah.
designing activities,
Right.
things like that. But definitely something in education. So, my last question for you here in our Mad Minute is what habit requires the least effort but makes the biggest difference for you?
Oh, okay, so this is a good one. It's actually pretty like backwards, I think, but it's a good answer. So the habit that requires the least effort but makes the biggest difference is action.
Action.
Action, not like action.
Right.
I mean like taking action.
Taking action.
So
actually doing something.
there's this famous kind of philosophical thing. So two seagulls are sitting on a dock of the bay, and one decides to fly away. How many seagulls are left? What do you think?
One.
No, because the decision to do something is nothing without action. So it's such a simple thing, but it's so hard, but it makes the biggest impact. So just taking action.
Yeah.
Deciding to do something and then doing it.
So even making the decision, I think, is the hardest part.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the hardest
Mhm.
part about doing anything is making the decision to actually do it.
Mhm.
But once you've made that decision,
The motivation's easy. You can go.
yeah, doing it is easy.
Correct.
Right? And the motivation kind of builds internally.
Oh yeah.
So, there's a lot of things in life that are going to get you down. They're going to try to hinder you.
Yes.
Right?
Very much.
Like technology problems.
Correct. Like technology problems when you're doing a podcast and people are waiting for another episode.
When your microphone won't work.
Either one of them.
But we figured it out.
We got it. We're
We
here.
pushed through. Okay? We had the motivation to push through and get it to work.
Yeah.
We figured it out.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So I mean I think that's gonna be the hinging thing as we transition out of the Mad Minute and go to what we're gonna talk about is that what's that internal I mean I love this word, what's that internal ethos of why you do something? Like what is your pinnacle of motivation?
Your personal reasoning.
Right. Yeah.
What drives you
Right.
to be you.
I mean because I think that's such a big I'm a huge person on like your energy and feeling all good and stuff like that. I think it's such a big part of doing something as we talk about action.
Yeah.
Really knowing because when stuff gets hard, and believe it or not, it's gonna get really hard, especially when you start life and you start doing stuff. I mean, you and your wife just bought a house. I'm sure that wasn't the easiest thing to go through.
It's not cheap.
No, yeah, by any means. But I mean, that takes a lot of realizing why the heck am I doing this?
Yeah. Even any relationship you're in.
Oh yeah.
Why am I in this relationship?
Right.
I think there comes a point when you have to think, why is this person in my life?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
That's any relationship. Your friends, your family, your significant others.
Yeah.
And choosing to keep positive people in your life is going to make you a lot better person.
Oh yeah, and on the relationship thing, I mean, how many times have we all heard you are the people you're around?
Yeah.
Correct. Like when an army of sheep led by a lion would defeat an army of lions led by a sheep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the whole.
Yeah, it's the whole mindset.
Right.
Right? If you're around positive people, people that are going to motivate you,
Right.
that are going to encourage you and help you,
Right.
you're going to do a lot better than if you surround yourself with negative people
Correct.
that are constantly giving you negative criticism.
Right.
Right? There's a way to criticize somebody in a productive
Oh, yeah.
way.
Oh yeah. And that's a skill. I mean, I'm still working on that for sure.
Yeah.
As a coach, as a teacher,
Yeah.
as a brother for sure.
It's something that we're constantly working on.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anyone that's perfected criticism, positive criticism. But it's something that helps us get better.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
So we get motivation in our lives from the people around us, right? The people that we spend time with. But I think I do get motivated by the people that I think most of our audience would call haters.
Correct. Yes.
You know, people that don't like you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to know how I know that we're doing good in this podcast?
Because we have haters.
Because we have haters. They're real people. They comment on our videos.
And haters keep hating. And
we're just gonna
keep
shake it
making
up.
videos.
The haters are gonna hate, and I'm just gonna shake it off.
Little
Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Shake it up.
Yeah.
She sing that song?
Taylor Swift. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, I'm good.
Good. Spot us on that. Does not Taylor Swift comment below?
Yeah, I'm not a music
No.
enthusiast.
But I mean, so as we kind of go into that stuff, I think the real purpose or skill of motivation is realizing that things aren't going to be easy.
Right.
Because if you go into stuff or life or class or anything or your job with the fixed mindset, I think you naturally assume that stuff's going to come easy.
Right.
You know, because you're not open to learning or growing or failing,
Right.
and then going forward from that point.
Motivation's a hard thing.
Yeah.
Like, motivation itself is not easy. And
No.
developing that internal motivation is a process that takes a long time.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's not something that you're just, one day you're not just going to go, yeah, I'm going to do it.
Correct.
Because you got to do it the next day,
Oh
and
yeah.
the next day, and the next day. So going back to that habit question,
Oh yeah.
motivation is a habit.
Mhm.
Are you going to motivate yourself? Are you going to motivate others?
Right.
Are you going to allow people to motivate you? Are you going to grow from the criticism that people give you?
Right.
Or are you going to sit and dwell on it and have that negative mindset, that fixed mindset of, well, they said I messed up, so I'm never going anywhere.
Right.
Take that criticism and run with it and say, I'm going to prove you wrong.
Exactly.
I'm going to prove to you that you're not going to be the one to hold me down. And I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing to get better and to be a better person. And I think one way we can do that is by setting goals,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Setting goals for yourself. When I was younger, my big goal was to go to the Air Force Academy.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. From 5th grade, I was going and talking to congressional representatives and trying to figure out what I needed to do to get into the Air Force Academy.
Yeah.
Everything that I did from middle school through high school was to get into the Air Force Academy.
Right.
All the activities that I did, all the awards that I strived to reach, like Eagle Scout, all of the organizations I was a part of, every single thing that I did, doing my work in class to get into a good college, doing community service, staying out of trouble,
Right.
because all those things reflect badly on you in the future.
Right.
Right? And how do you grow and change and accomplish your goal? I went to CrossFit to get in shape. I was working out constantly to make sure I was in shape for the fitness test.
Yeah.
And then other things happened and I didn't go.
Right.
But that pushed me, and because of that goal, even though I didn't accomplish that specific goal, I'm better for it.
Oh yeah.
And it's okay to not accomplish specific goals. Goals change.
Correct.
So it's not necessarily that I'm a failure because I missed it. I just changed paths.
Right.
I've grown in a different way. That's not where I was meant to be.
Right.
And how am I going to grow from there? So I think setting goals is very important.
Oh yeah. I mean, similar story to what I was going through. For the time of middle school through high school, I wanted to play Division I soccer, and that was my pinnacle goal. Everything that I did, the food I ate, the clothes I wore, the people I hung around with, the trainings I did, the workouts I did, the thoughts I had in my mind was on that fixed goal, right? And I knew that everything that I was doing was going to sum up to me wanting to go there. So, I mean, the funny part about it, like we talk about changing goals, is that I made it. But I played Division I soccer. I started as a freshman. I played EIU, but I ended up hating it.
Yeah.
So I achieved my goal.
Yeah.
But I didn't like it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I got there and I realized I had to take a step back. It's like, why am I doing this? Because I got here and it's not what I thought it was. It's not what you think it is. And I think those things happen all the time. I think that people are way stronger than what they think they are, so they achieve a lot of the goals, and they get there and they're kind of like, well, I don't feel any different. So what do I do now?
Yeah.
And I think that takes a lot of motivation to kind of, okay, what else can I do? What's my next goal?
Yeah. And when you realize you get to that point,
right?
And you're like, where do I go from
here?
Dude,
it's mind-boggling.
Yeah, you're like, okay, this wasn't part of the plan. This isn't, you kind of have that little freak out moment.
Yeah.
But me being the person that I am when I was applying to the Air Force Academy, and I got the congressional nomination. I got all of the letters of recommendation. I had everything, and then it fell through. And because of medical reasons.
Right.
Something that's out of my control.
Right.
But at the same time, I was creating that backup plan.
Yeah. And
knowing it being like, this is what I want. This is what I've worked for. But I know there's a possibility that it's not going to happen.
Right.
And always having that realization, like, what am I going to do if I can't get there? And so I went and visited other colleges, and I, went and talked to other people, and I went from wanting to be an aeronautical engineer in the Air Force to being a government teacher at St. Anne Community High School.
Right. Which may sound different.
Right.
But believe it or not, you probably took a lot of the same lineup to hit both goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everything that I did to try and get into the Air Force Academy just set me up for future success no matter what I did.
Plan B almost, it was easy.
Yeah.
Because you had strived to get to such a point that everything else you wanted to do was easy because you built that habit.
Yeah. And, even now, like, having goals, professional goals, fitness goals, family and relationship goals, they help me to become a better person.
Right.
And I'm sure you have similar things.
Oh, yeah.
Things that you want to do in your life.
Oh, yeah. Obviously right now, kind of with what we're building and things like that, my fitness goals have kind of taken up a big thing, but that comes with the idea of education. So, I enrolled with the American Council of Exercise. I enrolled in my certification. I have to sit for my boards in May. That's a big deal because I'm in the dual. So it's either you get a college degree or you do the certification I'm in. It's a big process. I had to pay for it. Now I have to study on my own for essentially 6 months and then go sit for my boards exam. And even there, it's like I'm lining up to do that, and the habits I've developed as a student, a college athlete, a good person, things like that translate to those things. Because not only am I doing that, we're doing the podcast, I'm trying to be a good teacher, I'm trying to be a good brother, a son, a friend, all those things.
Right.
That sounds like a lot, but they're all intertwined.
Yeah. And I think just being able to motivate yourself to get off the couch.
Oh, yeah.
And to do something.
Yeah, the action.
And it's not even necessarily something for yourself,
no.
Right?
No.
Like you said, you're trying to be a better brother.
Right.
Trying to be a good brother. Get up and do something for your brother. Get up and do something for your friend.
Right.
Motivate yourself. You start feeling better about yourself. You
Oh, yeah.
feel good about who you are and who your friends are and who your family is. And you become a better person.
Yeah. And I think some people struggle. I think everyone has motivation. Now, I think some people struggle with what point do they give up on that?
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is that every time you decide to step into that kind of dark place,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not that it's exercise or people I think relate that to us because we're coaches. That
Right.
Instantly we're talking about. I'm trying to work out and I'm at minute 30 and I've got 5 more minutes and it's hard, so I'm going to kind of skip reps or not count them.
Yeah.
That's one example.
Yeah.
Right? That's an example. I'm going to go to the place where I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But that also means that I'm going to go to the place where I'm uncomfortable, as in I'm going to try to learn something new and it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
Right? Going to that place.
I know it's going to be hard.
Right. Like I need to study an extra hour,
Mhm.
staying up to study.
Yeah.
Putting the dishes away.
Yeah.
Folding my clothes. If all that's new, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah.
At some level.
Yeah.
But every time you make the decision and then the action to do that,
Mhm.
you raise that motivation, and your internal flame, or that ethos that I like to talk about, gets a little stronger.
Yeah, that internal drive
Yeah.
to do something. Every time you learn something new, you should be asking yourself more questions. What
Correct.
can I do? What
Yeah.
can I do? What can I learn? What's next? What's next? What's next?
Yeah.
And that's going to make you a better person. It's going to help you develop that habit of building your own motivation.
Yeah.
Motivating yourself even in, hard times, right?
Yeah.
I can definitely think of games and races that I've run
Yeah.
where I've man, it would be so easy to just quit right now.
I've
Been a part of practices where
Oh,
your
yeah.
coach is running
And
you into the ground.
And it's not like in the races or the games, the practices, we've been there. It's not like I'm halfway through and I realize it's going to be hard. It's from the moment I start and I'm like, this is not my day.
Yeah.
But it just seems like the days that you think are going to suck are the days that when you embrace that suck, that it just helps you that much more.
Yeah, they're the most rewarding.
The most rewarding, and you realize you got the most done.
And it's not even just in sports, right? I've
No.
sat through classes where I'm like, why am
I
I
have
in
no
this?
idea why I'm doing this. Yeah.
I minored in math. Math always came pretty easy to
Mm-hmm.
me, but in college,
That's pretty
math
nice.
is a lot harder.
I majored in math, and it
Yeah.
didn't come easy to me.
Yeah. See, so taking some of those upper level math classes really challenged me.
Oh, yeah.
Taking psychology classes.
Yeah.
Psychology was not something that I really cared about. Not something that I was really truly interested in.
Yeah.
And actually, they're classes that I have to take as a history major.
Correct.
But I didn't want my GPA to drop, so it wasn't just like, well, I'm just going to take it.
Right.
Because you want to get good grades so that you can get a job.
Correct.
So I had to rely on other people, aka my wife, to help me get through some of my psychology classes because she loves psychology. Whereas
She's over here smiling.
yeah, I can see. But relying on other people and having that motivation of I need to get a good grade in this
Right.
so that it looks good in the future, or that I can set myself up for future success.
And that's the big thing, when we talk about this motivation, because once you hit that, I think, we talk about the sum of our habits.
Yeah.
Once you start to make the conscious decision and then put action forward into everything that you do, regardless of what it is, it becomes easy.
Yeah.
When you decide to do the hard thing, I know we keep bringing up sports, but that's what I tell the kids because it's easy for them to see it.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
easy for them to see it because I'm physically struggling.
Right.
Yeah. But when you struggle mentally, any other way, something that's happening emotionally, and you make the decision to keep going forward, that becomes a habit.
Yeah.
But so does the opposite.
Yeah.
If you decide that I'm going to quit,
Yeah.
or give up, or not finish what I started,
Every time something gets hard.
every time something gets hard, regardless if it's, a stupid example is, when a video game gets hard and I quit and get mad.
Yeah.
Or when I don't want to put the dishes away, when I don't want to finish my homework, when I don't want to go help my brother pack up his clothes for his trip, things like that.
Yeah.
That translates
Yeah.
into other stuff.
And the hardest part about motivation is making it a habit.
Oh, yeah.
It's making it a habit when you're sitting there saying, I don't want to do this, to just get up and do it.
Yeah.
Because once you take that first step towards doing it, it's so much easier.
So much easier. I'm not saying that those feelings of wanting to give up stuff is going to go away.
Mhm.
It's just never going to be your first option.
Right.
You're never going to feel the longing to give into that stuff.
Right.
I think that it becomes easier and easier and easier for you to instantly tell yourself right away, like, okay, I'm gonna hike up my shorts and I'm gonna go for it. You know, I'm gonna drop my shoulder and I'm gonna lean into it, give it a little oomph.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I'm gonna, tuck my head and run.
Nose is the grindstone. Keep working.
So, I think our big thing with this podcast is just don't be afraid to take that first step.
Yeah, and we talk about it all the time. You have to start to surround yourself with people that want to do the same thing. Because as soon as you surround yourself with people that want to do that, they're going to hold you to that characteristic.
Yeah.
Because, if you want to be successful in a good way, I don't mean like just making money. I'm not saying money's bad, but if your only goal is to make money, you and I need to have a conversation because that's not going to make you happy.
Right.
If that happens to be part of you being successful in your path, that's fine.
Yeah.
But when you have that group or that circle around you, you hold each other accountable.
Right.
I think it's pretty easy to avoid the trap of, well, nobody's watching, so I'm gonna slack off or choose to not do this. When you have those close friends, they're gonna call you out on it.
Yeah.
Like, no, man, you need to get this done. Or with your wife, she's probably gonna say, no, you need to get this stuff done because I'm not putting the dishes away.
It's like you've been at my house before.
Yeah.
So, kind of wrapping things up.
Yeah.
I think our biggest message is surround yourself with people that are going to make a positive difference in your life.
And surround yourself with those people. And then before you can do anything cool or fun, it's going to take pain in the man a little bit.
Right.
Good things come when challenge meets hard work and effort.
Yeah.
That's the formula. You want a formula for success or becoming a good person, you need to be challenged, it needs to be hard, and you need to put effort for it.
Right.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Without effort, you're not going to get anywhere. So that's the big thing is have effort. Surround yourself with people that are going to motivate you, keep you on track. Set goals
and figure out why you want those goals.
Yeah.
If you can't answer the why, it's going to be a very hard goal to reach because when you do get to those dark places, it's going to fall through because you don't have a why.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think that's a good wrap it up point.
Yeah, wrap it up. So, continue to live your life unhindered. Stay motivated.
Team never quit.
Dig deep and find that motivation if you have to.
Absolutely.
Push through. And if you ever need to, just call us. We'll motivate you.
Heck yeah, man. I'm fired up now.
All right.
Now we have to go hit the thing. So while Buck's walking over there, subscribe, comment below. I think wherever it is, do it now. And then share with your friends. On social media. And stop.